video and somebody's jumped in here with me.
What's that? Spaghetti sauce?
Yes, and it's delicious. I'm going to be making this from now on.
Nice.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Wild Huckleberry. Sonia and I, as you can see, are in the car, bouncing a little bit, but we are headed to Oklahoma. We are excited to go check out this whole thing with the 3 days instead of just the one, really. I mean, they have the extra classes and all, and so I hope maybe some of you guys will get to talk to you while we're there, and maybe some of you take advantage of this thing, because I really, we enjoy. How much did you enjoy last year?
Oh man, it was fun. It was really informative. There was a lot of people to connect with and learn from and ask questions. A lot of people that we're friends on Facebook with now, you know, so it's nice to have that knowledge base to go to ask questions.
And this year it's 2 days, so there's even more people going to be presenting and doing, and I can't wait to see some of those classes. I'm going to get to listen to a couple of classes as we're volunteering this year, so I'm going to be right there at the main stage, so there'll probably be a couple of classes that I wasn't planning on going to that I'll get to listen to, but I've picked out the ones that I really want to go check out, and because they've got a meat rabbit one, which I mentioned for the Arkansas thing, and that was wrong, but for this one for sure they have a meat rabbit, a couple of introduction to rabbits, and I think and then a processing, and I'm hoping to get to check out both of those. Just some good information that I'm ready to soak in all I can. But I'll have some video on here of everything that happens. You know, we'll have some snippets of things, and I'm not gonna put whole classes or anything. I don't think that would be what you guys want to watch. So, but as we're headed out, we're just enjoying a beautiful day. Got a few clouds in the sky, but we sure see a lot of blue. So I hope it's a good day for you wherever you are. So we will see you at the Okie Homesteading Expo. At the very least, we'll see you by video. But I hope you guys have a great day. You want to say anything?
Can't wait to show you all the stuff we're going to be doing.
All right, guys. See you in a bit. Bye. Well, guys, we have arrived at where we are staying here in Oklahoma. This is a tiny house that we are going to stay at, and it's pretty small. It's pretty neat. I'll show you the inside. Nice little porch. I love the wood on this porch. There's a horsefly trying his best to light on my head. There's the tiny couch. Here's the door where you come in. Here's the kitchen. With the refrigerator and all, and then the bathroom, and then there's our bedroom up there. We'll be hoping we don't fall off the end of the bed because it's a long drop. So pretty cool. It's always fun to try something different instead of just staying at a hotel or something. But if you're
nobody
encouraged,
running up and down the halls, and nobody running over the top of us and thumping and
slamming doors. And, yes, I like that idea a lot.
I like my quiet.
So we're at the Mays County Fairgrounds, and there we have several classes today. And here's going to show you a few of them. Basics of fermenting, which is the class Sonia's taking today. Excuse me. Gardening with wicking tubs, which is Leon, which I've heard about quite a bit. Basics of canning. I'm not sure if there's any more classes down here, but this is a nice facility here. Oh, that's the OSU Extension Center. Okay, and then go down here. And this is where my class for the day is, which is hog curing.
All that to say, I'm Doug and this is Andy. We are at Hand Farm, and we spend most of our fall, winter, and spring teaching people how to humanely slaughter on farm or on homestead pigs, and then properly scald and scrape them so that the skin is kept on and intact and clean, and then eviscerated, and then butchered, and then ultimately into food, because there's no reason to raise a pig except for food, and a lot of people kind of lose sight of that simple fact. Yes, it can clear your understory in your woodlot, or yes, it can till your garden and fertilize it, but you're not raising it for another purpose than food, and so we are very food specific in our butchery. Andy's going to be doing most of the butchery this morning. We're actually going to start with the head and then move on to the half.
Since I'm taking off both, I'm just going to start.
Sure, yeah.
We'll do all of that work for you. You just want to spread it out so that it's in contact with the meat. So I'm just moving this around, and you can see that, well, maybe you can see, most of it's spreading out right on the top pretty evenly. I don't need to worry about the skin side because it doesn't even receive the cure very fast anyway. Mainly just meat, and I'm putting a little bit on the side if I can get it to stick there. The other reason some of those recipes are terrible is after this point, after they say it's cured, they'll tell you to rinse off the bacon, which you can do, but most of those recipes are not specific about the amount of salt. So they want you to rinse off any extra salt so you don't oversalt the bacon. In this case, you don't have to rinse off anything when it's done. You can take it out, let it hang for a little bit, and then smoke it. You don't have to go through all the rinsing stuff.
Okay, so this morning at the Okie Homestead, I am in the class for Stacy's fermenting, and we chopped up some garlic because we're going to ferment with honey, some garlic, and she made some little kombucha for us to taste on. There's our cabbage, because we're going to do some sauerkraut here in a little bit. But that's what we're starting on, and I'll give an update here in a little bit. It's all working out really great. Can't wait to get into this book. It does kombucha and vegetable fermenting. Where is it? Oh, there we are. So, drinks and honey ferments, vegetable ferments, fruits, sourdoughs. I'm ready to try all this yumminess. So, my daughter will get a kick out of this. She loves it when I do kombucha. All right, let y'all have an update in a minute.
the second year. Last year was so, it was so much fun, but I didn't know what to expect coming into it. I was just a speaker last year. I guess I didn't do a good enough job. I didn't have anything good enough to say, so they're like, here, just introduce people this year. I don't know. But last year, this room, by the time we got, midway through the day, the chairs were packed and people were standing down both walls, and they expanded to 2 days. And this, as far as I know, it is the only event like this in Oklahoma. This was just kind of an event that Dutch has always gone with these ideas of, we need to host something, we need to do something. Him and Kevin got together, and last year coming into it, I was like, yeah, I'll come, but I don't know how many tickets you'll sell. I don't know if that many people will show up, and it blew our minds at how many people were here.
3 numbers, 281, and we gotta have to read this kind of quick. 281.
281.
281. Holler if it's you, because I'm not seeing you.
281.
All right, how about 232?
232.
There we go, there we go. So there was something else I was gonna say. All right, does anybody have any questions while we're doing this?
I want to give y'all a little bit of backstory. So our chickens, I reached a period of time where there was a little bit of a gap in between my hatching and my older chicks. So a couple of winters ago, I had old mamas and little babies, and I was not getting any eggs. So for our family, it takes a lot to feed us. We have 6 kids, and my oldest is 15, and he eats a lot. So when we hit that winter, I was bartering the entire season because I had no eggs. So I thought, what am I going to do? At this time, we didn't have our freeze dryer, which I have loved. But at this time, we didn't have our freeze dryer, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? I can't do this every winter. And I knew that my chicks would eventually grow up and they would be laying. But everybody knows that winter, what do? They slow down. Some stop laying, some slow down. But I could hit that season, and I thought, I've got to do something. So that's what kind of got me into researching what I can do to preserve eggs.
So let's talk a little bit about pantries. Now, for instance, the Max, us, we literally raise 100% of our meat off farm between all the animals that we raise. And then we also raise about 90% of everything else that we eat, from grains, carbs, even down to health and medicinal benefits for our bodies. So our goal has always been what we call the 3 S's. And if y'all were here last year, I mentioned these 3 S's last year. We want to be sustainable, so we want to have food sustainability. We want to be good stewards with what God has given us. And then we want to have satisfaction for eating our own food. Now, some things we can't grow. We understand that. But we have to buy. So that's when we talk about stocking our pantry, is making sure that we're putting as much food up as possible. So let's jump into this. If I can get my
Nutrition on them. If they don't have food, they're not going to grow. They will dwindle, and they dwindle quick. And it's faster than most people will ever notice. You might get bees, they're doing great in June. We get into a dry spell in July, and they're dead at the end of July. I mean, it can happen literally overnight within a couple weeks. You have to keep up with nutrition. It's a big controversy among a lot of smaller backyard beekeepers about feeding hives. But if you do it properly, you're not contaminating honey. Most of the honey that is contaminated that people are worried about is from the packing side. It is not from the beekeeper side, even in the commercial stuff. It is on the packing side.
You can drive by and look at cattle, and you see bison, like, oh, there's bison. But when the fact that you're in the pens with them, and that big old bull came up there and started, doing all this stuff, and we just fell in love with him right then and there with the presence of, the majestic bison. So, anyways, I am Dusty Baker at Cross Service Bison. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you a little background just on the history of bison, and then where it is today, and part of some of our shenanigans that we deal with. But so basically, we started. Marissa and I married in 2018. In the same year, we also bought 5 animals. And Dunbar is part of that group. He was my first breed bull. And then we had 4 other females. And Eleanor, if you don't know who that is, Eleanor was in that group too. And so we bought 5, and they were yearlings. So they were about 1.5 years old. We brought them to my mom and Kevin's place, and we started right there. We basically converted a dairy farm barn area into a bison facility.
course, there's two main ways you can do it. You can make live edge slabs where I would just flip this over and then just start at the top and cut it and keep that live edge. But I'm making dimensional lumber to build a building to house the mill in, because I want to move it out of the building it's in now. And so what we're trying to get is a square camp. So we'll roll it 90 degrees now. The log stops and these bunks are 90 degrees, so rolling it gives us that. And once you have two square sides and a square corner, you can take your log stops off and put it up against these stops.
This is where you can walk away bleeding, or she can walk away bleeding. One of the, not walk away, or she'll be bleeding. Okay, so it's all about this right now. So I'm gonna go because I can't. Maybe I can get her front legs with here. All right. And so now I have the front legs and the back. And if I can transition, this is like jujitsu here. Okay. So now if I can transition to the rear legs, then I have control. All right.
Yeah, so for younger rabbits, there is a spot right behind the hind legs. You can use these 3 fingers. And for younger rabbits, you can technically hold them like that, dangling, and they're fine. Older rabbits need a little more support, but younger rabbits, if you need to move them from one cage to the next, just grab right behind the legs.
So this is where the Okie Homesteading Expo is at the Mays County Event Center in Pryor, Oklahoma. And they have got a lot of stuff set up here. Bring that in a little. This is, they've got demonstrations for a lot of different things. Go Bob, ranch equipment. Let's just walk through some of the stuff they have out here. Oh, we got tractors, lawn tractors and such out here.
Channel for like 2 years. I love all the donkey poodles. My name's Sarah. Nice to meet you.
I've got oh yeah, Mays County Processing. I got a freeze-dried sweets. I'll get to that. Hello. We also have food trucks here.
Everyone's always working.
There's Redmond and their products.
Like the walkers, like we bought beef from them last year.
Inside the show barn, we have the Ma and Paul kettle corn, which also has the cheesecake, chocolate covered cheesecake on sticks. So that is some really good stuff. They have presentations going on all day from Outdoor Solutions on animals, your wild animals, cooking, preparing, everything. Bring that in right there. Lots of knives. There's another freeze-dried candy, which everybody should try freeze-dried pickles.
Better than I deserve to be.
Microgreens. Chocolate tea. That's a new one. I have demonstrations going on this side as well. That's now, I will tell you this, these folks here have a couple of cups at their booth here, just one or two. They are cornering the market on cups, I'll tell you. But then the vendors, there's more vendors set up back here under the roof. I mean, this is no joke. There's a lot. I think they said they had between 70 and 75 vendors at the expo this year. Oh, and look at this. Here we have bees, sweet stingers. Yeah, we have bees with them. That's pretty cool.
So how long will you guys be
Let's have aquaponics. There's just vendors everywhere.
Hey everybody, we're here in Pryor, Oklahoma. We are on our way home today. We're finished up with the Okie Homestead Conference, and it was great. It was successful. It was fun. It was a lot to be learned. Met lots of people, and they were great, and had lots of fun. Enjoyed everything. We got to see some new people I didn't know, off grid with Doug and Stacy. Got to meet them. They're great. They have a lot of knowledge, and Stacy is awesome. Went to her fermenting class and did a honey and garlic fermentation. This won't be ready until November, and then I bought some of her chocolate tea. I cannot wait to try that, and you can also grind it up and put it in your coffee. So, and then this is my sauerkraut. We have regular cabbage, and we had some red cabbage and some other ingredients, caraway seeds, and we did the red cabbage because it made a pretty color. And the little burpee spout here. And then we got this from
Gardening with Leon.
Gardening with Leon. He gave us some little sample packs here, some stuff to put in our garden. Can't wait to try those because my garden's just lovely. Talked to Mom yesterday, and she was out there tending to the garden and making sure it's watered and everything, and she said we'll have some squash ready to come off today when we get home. So I'm ready to try that.
We will be videoing that, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so also while we were there, the folks from Redmond were there, and if you've never tried Redmond salt, it is pure natural salt. They're in Utah, and it is better for you than any salt you can buy because it truly comes from the ground, doesn't have all the preservatives, all the mess in it that a lot of salt has. And but they also have salt for animals too, and so we were lucky enough that they didn't want to ship these home, so they let us have all of these. And my favorite is this one right here for right now because it's got garlic. It's the goats and the cows can eat this, and when the garlic gets in their system within a couple of weeks, it should really help with flies. And so that's a big deal right now because if you've watched any of the videos, you know especially the cows are covered in flies, and I've tried some sprays and they have not been successful, but we did have a great time. We volunteered this year.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of work running around and such, and enjoyed every minute of it. thanks to Kevin and Rachel from Hidden Heights Farm, and Dutch and Brandy from Keeping It Dutch. They put on this thing. They're the ones who started it. Of course, they have a lot of friends, other YouTubers and such that helped a lot, but those are the main brains behind it. And got to see them again and talk to them, and it's just, they did a great job. Kevin said he hadn't slept for 3 days, and I'm sure he hasn't, because this thing keeps them busy for these days. Keeps them busy beforehand, but we enjoyed so much. Got to learn some beekeeping, and you'll see some snippets in the video of a few of the classes. And then I did a little tour of the facility and all, because where they have it is a really nice place. I like the setup. You've got the indoors where you can do some classes. You got some outdoor classes where you're doing the more animal related, goat milking, chicken, butchering, or whatever, anything. So it works really great for the facility, but we've had a good time. As you can see, we're still at the tiny house, about to leave. It's just, I hate to leave, but I must admit I'm ready to go sleep in my own bed tonight.
I miss all the animals.
Yes. It's been really weird for me, especially in the evening, to be sitting there and thinking, I don't need to go feed animals right now. I don't need to go take care of that. I don't have to wait till dark to put the chickens up. So Lee's been doing a great job of taking care of them. And I'm just ready to go home and see them and take care of them tonight. It's funny how it's a chore and it's work, but I sure do miss it. So, you got any last thoughts?
If you haven't been to the Okie Homestead, I'm sure they're going to do this again next year, because they had an amazing turnout this year. And you need to come. You really do. We'd love to see you there. So come on next year, and we'll put out some announcements, I guess, when they start finalizing dates and everything, and we really hope to see you there. It'll be great.
There were people there from California and
Idaho,
Ohio. I mean, people come from a long ways to go to this conference because it is so good. And yeah, we would love for you guys, if you don't think you can make it, try hard and to make it down here. You can stay in a little tiny house like this, or in a hotel. There's plenty of hotels around the area, and it may have a 15-20 minute drive is all it is. Ours was about 10 or 12 minutes, and we were there, so yeah. It's pretty nice. But
and great places to eat.
Oh yeah.
Lou's Cafe was awesome breakfast, huge plate.
Yeah.
Friendly customers there.
Give you a little harassment, that's all. Friendly harassment.
Yeah. Didn't even know the guy, but he's great.
we ate one night for her. Her birthday is coming up, so we went ahead and went out and ate for her birthday. We ate at the racetrack there. It wasn't open, but the Finish Line restaurant was, and it was very good.
It was really good. The mahi.
Well, I had a steak. I had a steak.
That was good too.
So, but it was very good. We really enjoyed our time here.
And the food trucks were amazing this year too.
They were.
We had the taco truck, and then we had Poe's.
That's where we ate from on day one. That was really good.
And wow, it was a huge box of food, and it took me 3 days to eat it.
Yeah.
It was good.
They had a lady there making Indian tacos.
Oh.
Which was like a big fry bread type thing with all this, beans and rice and all the stuff on top and on. It was delicious. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we had a great time. Hate to leave, but ready to see my house again. Yep. But guys, I really appreciate you watching. For anybody who's new to the channel, welcome. We're glad to see you. We're Robbie and Sonia, and we appreciate everything. And guys, just go to the Okie Homesteading Expo next year. I really think you should.
Yeah, come with us.
Yeah, see us there. We'll see you there. We'd love to meet some of our subscribers, some of our watchers. But anyway, guys, give us a thumbs up on this video. like it, you know, give us a comment. We love comments.
Yes.
And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. But you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.